Greetings. Hope this finds you well. I'm a little bit congested and nasally here. But, anyways, I came across this interview where Janet Yellen, the U.S. Secretary, Treasury Secretary, so kind of concerned with U.S. financial policy, obviously from the perspective of what's going to benefit the owning class, what's going to benefit the capitalist class, because you don't get into that type of position of power if you're actually looking out for the interest of the working class and of the oppressed peoples here in the United States and abroad. And she was saying, yes, of course we can fund two wars. Money printer go brrr for the war machine. We always got money to kill people. That's always good business. We got low unemployment rates, job market's good. Yeah, we can manufacture some more bombs and missiles for the Ukraine proxy war and for Israel's continued ethnic cleansing of the Palestinian people from their land since 1948. Of course, we can get more money for those two wars, but we can't talk about ending homelessness, which we could have done multiple times for all of the military aid that we've sent to Ukraine for their proxy war against Russia. Can't cancel student loans or give people universal health care, but money printer always go for the war machine. To paraphrase, I obviously added in a bit of commentary there. So here we go. This is from Market Watch. Yellen says U.S. could support Israel and Ukraine in its war simultaneously. Oh my God. I mean, you just see like how there are endless amounts of money every time from the corporate duopoly. So he refers to Democrats and Republicans. Like, I forgot I believe it was a African philosopher or politician, radical, something like that, said, the United States has one party, but with typical American extravagance, they have two, right? But anyways, look, always money for more war, but for anything that actually would improve the material conditions of people in the US, how can we afford that? How dare you think that everybody should have health care here? We're fine with tens of thousands of people dying each year because they don't have health insurance and people be going bankrupt. We must think of the for-profit health insurance companies. Are we not thinking about them? Or anything, right? Just healthcare is one example. Just schools, right? Asked by Wilfred Frost, reporter at UK broadcaster Sky News about the ability to afford aid given the weakest fiscal position since World War II. Can America or can the West afford another war at this time? I think the answer, look at that. Absolutely. Of course we can afford war. I mean, Jesus Christ. Ooh. This makes your head spin. But it's to be expected, right? You don't get into these positions of power unless you are for endless war, unless you are for endless U.S. imperialism, unless you're for the continued ethnic cleansing of the Palestinians, right? America can certainly afford to stand with Israel and support Israel's military needs. We can and must support Ukraine in its struggle against Russia. The American economy is doing extremely well. Inflation has been high and it's been a concern to households. It's come down steadily at this time. We're the strongest labor market we've seen in 50 years with 3.8% unemployment. Yes. Everybody's doing so good when, 60-70% of people in the U.S. can't afford a $500 emergency expense. Yes. Wages are stagnating. Federal minimum wage hasn't been raised in 20 years. But yes, let's talk about how good The economy is Jesus Christ. NSA advisor. And yeah, NSA. Jake Sullivan on CBS's Face the Nation said the cost to aid seeker would be significantly higher than $2 billion. Billion with a B. Think about how much good that could do for things that actually create and sustain life instead of spending it on things that destroy and harm life, right? Again, schools, hospitals, living wage jobs, healthcare, mental health, parks, making sure people have food, clean water, going towards climate change. Again, basically anything would be a better use of this money than giving it to the goddamn war machine. Fucking A. Fucking A. Not surprising at all, right? Again, like I said, repeat it again. You're not going to get into that position of power, Secretary of the Treasury, as Janet Yellen is, without being totally devoted to giving as much money as necessary to the war machine and enacting other policies that are good for the capitalists, good for the owning class at the detriment of the working people. Right? That's manufacturing consent in a nutshell. You know, you're not going to be explicitly asked during a job interview, let's say for MSNBC or Fox News, if you know you support capitalism or you support war. You're not even going to get the interview if you don't support those things. Same with Janet Yellen getting in that position as Secretary of Treasury. So again, just another example of endless amounts of money for death and destruction, both here and abroad. It's good for the weapons contractors. It's good for the people who own stock, you know, in the Raytheons and the Boeings and the General Dynamics and the Lockheed Martins of the world. Is it good for anybody else? No, of course not, right? That money could be spent on so many other things that create and affirm life and that aren't used to destroy it. But that's basically what the U.S. economy is right now. It's just vehicle for arms manufacturers and Wall Street speculating. Don't really create or produce a whole lot of, stuff. Anyways, hope this finds you well. Just found this interesting. It's obviously very sick and depraved perspective, right? So absolutely more money for war. Fuck yeah, 2 more wars, money per to go. Fuck yeah. But also very just an enlightening example for some. I mean, obviously a lot of other people already. Yeah, of course, the U.S. economy is built and based on war. But hope this finds you well. Peace.